All right, everybody, welcome to the first class here on Patreon. We're going to be talking hooves. We're going to be talking the basics of hooves, things that I'm going to be referring back to later when we get into more advanced topics of what the horse's hoof does and why it does it, and how to fix it. The first thing I need to do, just in case you don't know, some of you may very well be beginners, some of you more advanced, some have a lot of knowledge perhaps, but we have to talk about the pieces of the hoof first, so that I have something to go back to later. Now, I have here a cadaver foot, meaning that it's a foot from a horse that has passed away already. And a lot of science gets done through cadavers, and it's no different in the horse world. I'm going to use this foot to explain to you the parts of the hoof because it's easier to do it this way than it is to bring a horse into the classroom and have you look through there. I do have a lot of other footage that I will be presenting to you guys over the course of this course on hoof stuff. But for now, we just need to know the pieces of it. So if you feel a little bit squeamish about this kind of thing, I apologize if you're sensitive because you've lost a horse. I completely understand. I too have lost a horse. And I'm still quite sensitive about that. But this is just straight science. It is much easier to show you the pieces of the hoof. And this one's frozen, so it's not like it's some stinky hoof in here. But it's much easier to show you on a real live hoof rather than to draw a bunch of pictures all over the place. Or just show you pictures, because I can turn this one in 3D. So that makes a lot more sense to me to do it this way. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to bring this into the picture. And it is a hind foot from a maybe not a very big horse, and it's been cut off mainly at the pastern here. And we need to understand the pieces of this hoof and understand why they're here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is that this is the first thing you're going to look at, which is the hoof wall. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so then we're also going to take a look here. I'll have a top-down look, and we'll see we've got the hoof wall, and the back feet and the front feet have a different shape. The back foot's going to be a little bit more pointy. This is a back foot. The front feet are going to be a little bit more round. Okay, just looking at hoof shape alone. To go with that, we also need to be able to assess this part here, which is called the coronet band. Okay, the coronet band is what the hoof wall grows down from. Now, the hoof wall also has been proven to grow a little bit from the inside out as well, but for the most part, the hoof wall grows, just like our nails, from this coronet band downwards. And it grows all the way around to the heel bulbs. And then from there, it comes inwards. And that's the outside of the hoof there. If we take a look at the underside, we're going to see a few more pieces that are going to be very important for making sure that your horse is in a healthy position to go about doing all of its activities that you're going to want it to do. And so we're going to take a look. We can see the wall on the outside here. Just inside of that is going to be what's called the white line. This white line is what connects the hoof wall to the rest of the hoof. We'll get into more of that in a future video. The hoof wall continues to the back to where this heel is. The heel then blends into this part here, which is called the bar. So just for review, we've got the hoof wall, the outer hoof wall, which supplies the horse with armor to protect the inside of its foot. It curls around to the back to the heel, which is what horses primarily land on. And then it goes into the bars, and the bars are used for the structure of the foot to hold it all together. That comes into the back here to this area called the heel buttress. The heel buttress is a very important part of the foot. That adds a lot of strength because the horses are generally landing on their heels for a lot of their footfalls. Now, the other two parts that we need to look at for this hoof, the primary one is going to be this frog. The frog is mainly for the concussive forces, to absorb the concussive forces of the hoof landing. And then you've got the sole, which is the protector of the bottom of the foot. and essentially grows out from the frog area, but also from the inside outwards. So, quick review once more. We've got the hoof wall, which grows down from the coronet band. The coronet band is obviously connected to the rest of the tissues up above. From there, we've got, you can see the hoof wall here, we've got bars on either side. We've got the heels and the heel buttress, which is the joint between the bar and the wall. The bar is also a wall, but it grows on the inside of the foot here. We'll talk a lot more about bars in the future. We've got the frog, which absorbs the concussive forces. It's sort of like the texture of a very hard eraser, and is able to absorb a lot of force. And then the sole, which protects the bottom of the foot from all kinds of, rocks and dirt and everything that would get inside the foot if it wasn't there. So it's like the skin of the bottom of the foot, but it's very hard, and it's very important to keep that in good shape along with the rest of it. To talk quickly on the parts of the walls itself, because we will be doing that as well. This is the heel, as I said. Here are the quarters. Up towards here are the pillars. And then we have the toe. Looking on it from the other side, back here are the heels. These are the quarters. These are the pillars. This is the toe. Okay, so all of these pieces are going to matter, and all of the terms that I'm going to be using are very important. Back here also, just to really quickly recap, are also where the heel bulbs are, and the skin of the foot sort of comes in over here, and that absorbs towards the frog. So that covers the very basics of what a hoof is, what it looks like, the parts of it that I'm going to be talking about and describing in future videos. So hopefully that's been kind of interesting, and we'll move forward to the next video pretty quick here. Thanks for watching this far. If you have any questions, please let me know anytime.